after what they put on him, he better move on to the next week.
If I know Baker, he may post about this. He may have some response this morning about it. I don't know. But again, for whatever, I just need to know his motivation, because he's not had a history in the National Football League of not shaking hands before the game. Nobody's ever called him out for that before. This isn't routine behavior for him.
Well, I think the thing for him, Skip, is that what Baker has created for himself, he's created a lot of negativity around him because he wants to do things his way. Okay, the week before they lose to the Rams. Okay, fine. He didn't play particularly well. He goes out.
He threw into the end zone to tie the game at the end of the game and threw a nice pass to his backup tight end, but go ahead.
He goes out on the road. You mentioned the stats against Baltimore, plays really well.
He did.
And what did he say? Instead of saying, that was a big win for us, he's talking about keep that energy. Now, I want that energy that you had last week, the week before. So now, guess what? So what he's trying to win a short-term game, but he's in a game with a long-term future. Baker, just let it go and just play football. Bruh, I'm telling you, this game has seen better. It's broken better men than you. You can't win this battle.
Okay, I still want to know if, in fact, this is what happened. I'm taking Richard Sherman's word for it. I'm not sure about that. George Kittle, who was one of the captains, said that he did slap hands with him somehow. He just called it a quick hand slap. I don't know. I don't know.
Weird.
I don't know.
It's weird, though.
Yeah, it's just weird. I want to know if somebody said something before the game that set him off. We saw what he did to the TCU player who dared to run across the back line of his end zone during warm-ups, and he drilled him right in the head.
See, Skip, and those are things, if you're at Oklahoma and you play lesser-tier programs, Skip, there have been only a handful of times that Baker Mayfield went up against a team that had players that was equal to or superior than his. He would have never done that to Alabama. He would never, just like now. He should bring that attitude. He should let somebody run through and hit one of them NFL players today.
Remember, all-time chip on shoulder.
Yeah.
Two-time walk-on who won the Heisman Trophy.
Yes.
And got his team to the national semifinal.
Do you know what most of these guys had to get through to get to the NFL? There are a lot of stories that are unlike, Baker, the two-time walk-on, but there's a lot of guys that had to overcome an awful lot. They got 3-4 chips on their shoulders, but Baker needs to understand, Skip, and you know this from covering this game, and you've been in locker rooms.
I agree with your big picture, and I agree with the other Richard Sherman quote about he hasn't earned anything in this league. I'm going to skip down. If Mahomes did that, it would be one thing because he was the MVP. But then he said, but he would never do that because he has too much respect for this game. That's the quote right there. And when you see a guy who doesn't have respect for the game, you humble him every chance you get. Because eventually he will have to. He will have respect for the league, or he'll be out of the league. Okay. Wow. True, and true.
Yes.
Okay. I got it. And I need to know the backstory of why he would stoop to not shaking hands with the 49ers. And I am troubled by the fact that he's not won anything, and he's all over my TV every night.
Oh, you see all them commercials, huh?
Yeah, they're just where it's his house, but it's his stadium.
He's busier than Dak.
He's cutting grass. He's doing some of everything.
Skip. He doesn't have as many as Dak, but they're relentlessly played.
Always
on. And the point is, you need to be able to back it up.
Okay, the Richard Sherman. But what we gonna talk about? What we gonna talk about the game last night and how he played and how you gave some of the stats: 8 of 22, a hundo, no tubs, 2 picks, a fumble. He fumbled twice, but he lost one of them. That was terrible.
Okay. Now, let's go quickly to the flashpoint of the game where he did have a chance to redeem himself. And this is late in the first half. It's 4:58 left in the second quarter, and it's 3rd and goal from the 6. And if we could see that play, he hits Callaway. It looked pretty. It was maybe a touch low, but it hit him right in the hands. And it's going to be a touchdown, I'm pretty sure. Hit him right
you got
there.
it right up and hit it between the 1-1.
Okay, got it. And he just muffs it up into the air, and Kawan Williams just grabs it out of thin air for the 49ers, and he is off to the races for 49 yards. And 6 plays later, and seemed like 1 clock minute later, it's 21-3. It was about to be 14-10. Well, maybe they would have made a game of it at 14-10, but 21-3, it felt over.
Skip, and people don't understand, that's a hard catch. Remember Jackie Smith dropped the touchdown?
I got it.
I dropped John Elway's 200 touchdown pass The very same play, Skip, in the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
Tried to slide and catch. The ball hit my knee, popped up. Fortunately for us, it went out of bounds. We ended up getting a field goal.
Like Roger Staubach said after that Super Bowl, I took some off it because he was so wide open, but I threw him kind of a changeup,
Right.
you know? And Baker might have taken a touch off
Right.
it, like, you're so open, I'm just going to float this
Right.
to you. And he's
trying to slide it, end up getting into his knee.
Okay,
and it
whatever. But that's a flashpoint, and I can't make a case that the Browns are going to win the game, but they
Right.
could have made it a competitive game from that point on. But now let's look at Baker in the big picture. He has been horrendously bad this year compared to last year.
Correct.
With the one blip being the Baltimore game.
Correct.
But the rest of it, his total QBR for the year is 30. Average QBR is 30, and it ranks 31st of 33 qualified
Yikes.
starting quarterbacks.
And these two guys probably not going to qualify. That's Cam Newton and Luke Falk.
That is correct.
Oh, that's
so
even
Dak Prescott is still number one, and
Man, you ain't
Baker
talking
is
about
number
that.
30. I just had to throw that in.
Always
number
relevant.
one is Dak Prescott. Number 30 is Baker Mayfield.
Well, he about to throw one of these old Baker Mayfield games in there.
Is he really?
Yeah, your guy
You
about
wanna
to
bet
throw
on
one in
that?
there. He about to throw one of them old
Bet
Baker
on that?
games.
Wait, the guy who
I don't
threw
know
for
about
329 in the
1
second half?
That's what they call
Okay.
it. They're going to relabel it. Oh, you got a Baker game in you today, huh?
Okay.
is that gonna be
so
anything?
wait,
Ooh.
Dak threw for 329 in the second half Sunday, and Baker threw for 100 in 4 quarters?
He threw 400.
Or 3.5 quarters.
3.5
'cause they
quarters.
Yanked it, really.
And Freddie, you see Baker threw one pass up the sideline,
Yeah.
and Freddie Kitchen just like, Freddie like, Baker, you about to get me fired. I ain't going to be wearing the brown and orange.
Freddie's not going to last much
Yeah,
longer. I got to tell you, somebody's going to have to take the fall, and it's going to be Freddie.
You don't think Freddie make it out the season?
I don't think so.
I think
At the rate they're going.
I think
right
he'd
now.
make it at least a year. Skip.
Maybe. I hope so.
But hold on. Look, Baker didn't play particularly well, and there's no way around that. But this defense, Skip, what was that? Skip, how you give up 270 yards on the ground on 40? 270? You give up 70 yards a clip?
Yeah, I'd like to chalk it up
70
to
yards a
you
clip.
don't have Denzel Ward or Greedy Williams at the corners, but I don't think they could have stopped that.
They need they don't play D-line.
Nope,
I need
that's
some
what I'm
D-line. Because
Yeah.
it wasn't like Garoppolo was 20 or 29,
No.
181.
He wasn't great.
Yeah.
No.
Skip, what is
Ran
this?
roughshod right over the top of him. Couldn't stop it. Couldn't stop the run any way, shape, or form. I'm sorry. They were even running George Kittle on little inside reverses, right?
I think everybody's suffering from expectations. Maybe Cleveland started reading the paper. Maybe Cleveland thought, you know what? You know, we are talented. Look
Yeah.
what we got. We got Odell now and
Right.
Jarvis. And
Well, who detonated those expectations? Odell Beckham Jr. What has he done the last 2 games? Career low 2-game totals. Previous game at Baltimore, it was 2 for 20 and 2 for 27. That was last night, 2 for 27 and 2 for 20 at Baltimore.
and
so
drop.
he's had career
You're going to talk
lows.
about them drops he put in last night?
Okay, well, again, and Freddie's trying to keep him happy by letting him throw an early pass.
Yep.
If we could see all these Odell plays, he let him throw one, then he let him line up at running back and run one. There's the pass to Jarvis. And he also, there's a running play. Okay, all right. Okay, and he got tagged by Jimmy Ward at the end of that play. I don't know if Odell's going to love that.
Yeah.
And then they used him as a decoy on a play that he sneaked it to Chubb for a nice gain. So he's trying to get Odell involved in the offense just to keep him happy. But this morning, Odell Beckham Jr. is going to wake up out there in Cleveland, Ohio,
Yeah.
and he's going to say, where am I? What's happening here? Wait a second. We lost another game? On Monday Night Football, we got embarrassed on Monday Night Football, and I only caught 2 balls, and I had 6 targets. It's not good enough. I'm waiting for the Odell meltdown, and it will come sooner than later.
Skip, this offense needs to run through Nick Chubb.
Yep.
That's what needs to happen. Freddie made the mistake. I can keep everybody happy. No, you can't.
Yep.
Not in win football games, because there were times when, from 96 to 98, when we were at our peak in Denver, Skip,
Yep.
the one thing we knew for certain, now, there might be a game I get 6 or 7 passes. The next game it might be Ed McCaffrey. The next game it might be Rod Smith. The one thing we knew 100%, Terrell Davis was going to get 20 to 25 carries per game. That was the only thing, 100%. As far as catches and who got them, we had no idea. John Elway was a restaurant, first come, first serve. We were trying to beat each other open because that's who was going to get the ball. John wasn't force-feeding anybody. Skip, you can't keep everybody happy. There's only 65 plays in the game. Well, if you give Chubb 20, 25 carries, it's not like Baker's going to complete all of his passes. Some got to fall incomplete. Some got to get tipped. So you trying to force-feed, and Baker steady doing this. He running, and Bosa mentioned.
You know what's in the back of his mind? I got to get it to Odell.
Man, look at
Gotta
okay.
get Odell. Got to keep
Feeling
him
it,
happy. Got to find him. Got to find out where's Odell. Oh,
Okay.
he's doubled. I can't. I'm patting.
They're
I'm
coming.
sacked. Yeah.
Those guys, I mean,
Yep.
the 49ers, dare we say, I mean, they're one of the 2 unbeaten teams in the NFL. Now, we're going to find out a little bit more as we go. They play the Rams. I think they play the Rams coming up here shortly, so we'll find out a little more about them.
I think a lot more.
But the one thing we can say, Skip, Kyle Shanahan can call an offense.
Yeah.
He can dial up some offense. The creativity in the run game, the way he gets this, that was not a whole lot of creative. I mean, just hand the ball off and go 83 yards. But I like some of the motion that he was using to create angles in which his guys
The way
can
he
get up.
uses Goodwin is
Yes,
beautiful to watch.
yes.
Yeah. On that 4th and 1 play, he sends Goodwin in deep
Bubble
wide
motion behind the formation, yes.
Yep.
And then hand it to the guy right up the gut, and the guy picks up, it's 4th and 1, he picks up like 8-9 yards.
Yep.
So he can design an offense. But it looks like they go try to bottle him up. Joey Bosa, we're going to talk about him a little later, but he was coming. Buckner and Solomon, those guys were coming. They're good. They're good.
No, they look legit. I don't know if they're the best team in the NFL.
No.
We'll start finding out about that, but
they made the Browns look very average.
you know, look, my bottom line to the Browns is Odell's more trouble than he's worth. It's just.
Well, damn, you want to move on from Odell already?
Yep. I never loved him
trade
in the
him?
first place.
So you want to trade him next year? So
I'm just saying you're pretty much stuck with him.
you ain't stuck with him. I mean, you can move him.
I liked the Browns last year with a bunch of no-name receivers where he's just throwing it all over the lot to this guy and that.
You didn't have to
Where'd that guy come from?
You didn't have to force feed anybody.
No, I just like the
fits.
feel of it.
You're right. That's more Baker style,
Yep.
if you think of it a lot of ways. It doesn't get easier for the Browns. Next 2 games, they host the Seahawks and they visit the Patriots. So
Seahawks ain't no easy win, Skip.
it's not getting easier from here on out.
I do want to hear from Baker about what happened last night. If he digs in and says, I just didn't feel like shaking their hands, then every point you made is dead on right. And every
Looking forward
point
to
Richard
it.
made was
Yeah, there's got to be another side to the story. How about another side to this story with Jason Garrett? Is his job safe? We will discuss everything there next. And don't forget, you can check us out every day on the Fox Sports channel on SiriusXM. We'll be right back.